Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Hold on a minute. Let me just see if the stream has officially started. Yep, it has. Right, yeah, it's live. Oh, right, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today is just gonna be a bit more of a talking type of stream today, and also I'm wearing my gamer glasses so I don't get eye strain. So anyway, today I have a handful of Wii games right here, and I'm going to talk about them today. So yeah, these were basically the Wii games that I've had from my childhood, pretty much, and pretty much the last ever Wii game that I believe I've ever gotten was all the way back in 2016. I have not picked up a single Wii game at all during the past era. So I'm mainly going to be looking at the most noteworthy games that... We're mainly just going to be looking at every single game that I have. And you might see some shovelware stuff there. Right. So, yeah, we're starting things off with the first ever Wii game I ever owned. Are you surprised? Yeah, this is pretty much the best-selling Nintendo game of all time, right here. The reason this game sold well is because it was bundled in with the console, and the console did well because it appealed to a casual market. I mean, I really enjoyed playing Wii Sports for what it was. I mean, I actually have two versions of Wii Sports. I'm holding one of them backwards. And yeah, I basically got two versions because I thought the other one was broken, but it turns out we once had another version that was also broken, and I was just like, well, now I can't play a Wii Tennis. How could I? This is such a disappointing thing ever. Anyway, yeah, that was pretty much the first ever game I ever played on the Wii. And the second game that I also played on the Wii... Where is it? Did I already pull it out? Oh, wait. Yep, I believe I did. No, I didn't. What is it? Yes. This one. Big Beach Sports, published by THQ. Is it a bit ironic that the second game I ever played on this thing is also a shovelware title? I mean, I remember playing this game and pretty much enjoying it. Okay, it had 6 sports, which is like one more than Wii Sports, so that means this game has more value. Okay, it says it has volleyball, disc golf, cricket, bossy ball. Like, I'm not a sports guy, so I wouldn't really know what that is. Soccer and football. And I remember just playing the game and feeling like some parts just didn't really work that well when I was younger, so I didn't really touch this game too much. I felt like Wii Sports was just a bit more valuable, honestly. So, let's go into some more titles. The third game that I believe got was Wii Play. Like, I was one of the people that owned Wii Play, and this version has a pretty piss-ugly box art. Like, look, it just looks a bit ugly, honestly. I mean, it didn't stop me from enjoying it as a kid, but honestly, looking back, this box art is a little ugly. And just to let you know, this version doesn't have Wii Play Do You. So don't worry, this version is safe from threats. Yeah, I just remember just having a lot of fun playing Wii Play as a kid. Even though the game was pretty much slandered in reviews, it was a lot of fun. Honestly, what it was. Okay, and another game that I also got, which was more or less a gift for my mum, which was Wii Fit Plus. This was the game that came with the balance board, or at least the one that we got for mum. I believe my stepfather originally got this for mum just so because you know, it's an exercise game and she hasn't been using the Wii that much, and she barely even played the game because my mum isn't really that big of a gamer. Honestly, like us kids play this game way more, honestly. And honestly, I definitely have tried to do fitness with this thing a few times. I tried fitness boxing, and it did actually give me a bit of a workout. And fitness boxing, a lot of fun, and also the music slaps. Right, now let's get into some more obscure stuff. Starting with cricket. Oh my god, this game was $74. Jesus Christ. So, for those who do not know, here in Australia, a ton of people are really super into sports. And one of the biggest sports stuff that's out there is known as cricket. Cricket Australia. This game was developed by Codemasters. Or was created by Codemasters. And my brother is more into cricket than I ever will be. He played this game more than I did. And this game's fine. Like, I feel like the motion controls can be hit or miss sometimes. Like, honestly, I feel like you'd get more value out of baseball from Wii Sports, honestly. But yeah, pretty much how it works is just that you basically just pretend that you're playing cricket on the big screen, but at that point, just play cricket in real life. Like, yeah, it's a fine enough game, but $74. Why? Just why? Like, I'm sure if anybody here from my audience is Australian, you would probably have some value out of this, but not me, because do I look like I'm a sports guy? Of course I don't. I'm not a sports guy. Alright. Another game that I also got, we also have is Super Smash Bros. Brawl, a game that you either absolutely like, or you're a competitive bitch and you absolutely hate this game. And yes, this version is the Nintendo Selects version, and it also has this little eyesore saying from the 20th of May 2014, the online features of the software will no longer be available. Well, at least we have an exact. Well, at least we know exactly when this game stopped being online. At least, like, I actually tried playing this game, and I just couldn't figure out how to play the game, and because I was young and stupid. I just really wanted to play the game because Sonic was in there, and I realized I had to. And I looked in a bit of a guidebook saying that you have to grind just to get Sonic. But I later realized the Subspace Emissary exists. And I did not know that mode existed until I looked online. I played through Subspace Emissary, pretty great game. Or at least adventure mode in Smash. I definitely do like Roll for what it is. It's a good game to play. It's just that the competitive people just really don't like it. Right. From a great game to another great game that's made by a bad company. Skylanders Trap Team. This is a real good game. I like it. Trap Team's just a really fun time, honestly. Like, yes, it's typical Skylanders, but yeah, had the ability to capture enemies, which I thought was awesome, even at the time. Okay, which it was developed by Toys for Bob, who is a Activision subsidiary, and I definitely think that Toys for Bob definitely did do a fantastic job making this game. Like it was a lot of fun for what it was. Like I was stupid into Skylanders back when I was a kid, and nowadays it's all just a something to look back upon. And because you can still find value and fun in Skylanders nowadays, but nowadays the toys to life fad is just kind of gone. Yeah, anyway. Now let's also go into Donkey Kong Country Returns. I remember getting this from my dad's place, and it was actually a pretty fun game to play because look, it has a monkey in it. It has a monkey. Like I had when I first played it, I was like, Donkey Kong Country Returns. And it's Donkey Kong One Side of Country, and I did not know that the Super Nintendo games existed at the time because I did not pay attention too much to gaming history. Hey, back when I was younger, it was just like, he has a country? Yeah, I remember trying to play through the entire game, but it was pretty hard for me to play, but I definitely did have fun with it. At least from how I got through it. Anyway, from one great game to another, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I really love Mario Galaxy 2. But, to me it's a little lesser than Mario Galaxy 1 because, it does feel a little more linear, but there's more to do, and I definitely do love it. It's just that I think Mario Galaxy 1 just kind of went a bit more for me, honestly. I don't know, maybe it's just biased, but this is still a great sequel. Just that it just has tons of things that you can do, and it just feels so much fun, honestly. Yeah, and now we're getting to the licensed kids game category. Wally on the Wii, again made by THQ, and this game is actually pretty good. I really like it. Even though this version has forced-in motion controls, it's still a really fun game. I just remember just trying desperately to beat this game because I was stupid into this little robot, and legit just got to the point where I legit pissed myself just. It's because I was trying so hard to beat the game, and it just made Mum just put this game away from me for so long. Like, and when I replayed it, it was just like, man, this brings back so many memories. Like, this was a legit, really good licensed kids game. Like, I legit liked it a lot. Okay, we're also going to another great licensed kid game, which is Toy Story 3, based on the movie of the same name, Toy Story 3. Hey, this was also another really phenomenal kids game. It was so well made. Even on the Wii when it's a little downgrade, it has some forced motion in, it was still a really great time. And the toy box mode was also super fun to play around in. It was just such a fun game, and I just really makes me wish that Avalanche is back in some capacity, as well as Disney Interactive Studios. Just a massive shame that those studios were shut down because of how Disney Infinity was basically treated. It's a bit of a shame. This is still a really solid game, and I'd argue it was their last massively great game until Disney Infinity came along and just kind of I mean, Disney Infinity isn't a bad game, it's just that it was a bit underwhelming for actual Disney fans. That's all I really say. I always found a bit more worth in Skylanders, because Disney Infinity just felt a little lesser than Skylanders for me. Like, I didn't really play it that much. And for your ask, no, I played the PlayStation 3 versions of Disney Infinity, not the Wii version. So, I don't have Disney Infinity here with me. Sorry. And now we go from licensed kids games to Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This was 59. This was $60. I mean, for what it was definitely a pretty fun game. It was just very mind-blowing to see both Mario and Sonic in the same game at last. These two were once big-ass rivals, and now they're competing in Olympic sports. That's insane. I wanted to play a game where I can play as both of them. I mean, back then I just really liked the idea of Mario and Sonic just being in their same worlds, because I just really loved the idea, and I just kind of wish that both Nintendo and Sega would actually do something like that, like make a Mario and Sonic game that's basically a adventure that combines elements of both of their games. I just would really like that, honestly. Okay. And now we go from pretty good quality games to fuck. Order up! This is our first ever piece of shovelware. And you heard it here folks, this game is pretty meh. Like, I played through it when I was younger, and it just made me... It was just a very basic cooking game. Like, you just do some cooking and whatnot, and I was a little peeled off, but its first number is 7. So my guess is this game was likely, like, either $70 or $80, which is ludicrous, because this game is pretty low quality, honestly. Like, you can definitely get some worth out of it, but no. And now we're going to Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is a game that was made by Data Design Interactive. And yeah, if you've seen one of my previous streams, you probably also saw me just play through Ninja Breadman, and even though I forgot to turn on the microphone, Data Design is my LJN. I don't like them. No. And this game was bad. Like, it was just very mid, honestly. Like, when I played it, it was just like, Jesus, when I first saw it, it was like, oh my god, monster trucks! Jesus Christ! That means this game is epic! It's an epic racing game! And then when I played it, it was like, wow! This game is mid! And it just says, right, let's just read this, blurb on the back or something. It's time to drive some real monster machines! Choose from a selection of 8 seriously hardcore monster trucks and burn your way around totally extreme racetracks. Take on your friends in the frenzied multiplayer mode. Get the fastest lap in time trial. Go for a gold cup in the Grand Prix challenge. Pop, smash, and crash to other drivers and send them flaming off the road in an infernal twisted battle. Release your nitros and hold on tight, because this game will blow you away! Pure definition of false advertising. This game was mid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know this, if you pay attention to Wii Shovelware stuff. And you would know that Data Design Interactive, those games, are just the pure definition of shovelware. They're just... bleh. No. Disgusting. Alright, now we're going into another Skylanders game, which is Skylanders Superchargers Racing. I remember getting this for Christmas, and I thought, man, this is actually going to be Skylanders Superchargers on the Wii, and then I played it, it's like, this is a racing game. But I have a Bowser on me, though, now, so good on me, I get it all to myself. Like, I played through it, and it was like, this is, I don't really want to play this. This just feels boring. Like the racing mode isn't bad in Superchargers. It's just that it's not really what I wanted, honestly. And honestly, this was basically what turned me off from Skylanders in general. Honestly, just like, I just really wanted to play this game so badly, but in the end, it was just not really as good as the other Skylanders, honestly. But let's move on to Skylanders Swap Force. This is my favorite Skylanders. Like, it has such a really awesome gimmick. Like, the Skylanders, you can certain Skylanders, you can mix and match their abilities, and it's such a really awesome idea, and I love the idea of it. It was so amazing. When I played it, it was super fun, and it worked super well. I just really liked mixing and matching the different characters. It was just such a fun little gimmick. I just wish that more Skylander titles did that, honestly. Right, and I'm also going into another game that I also own, which is Mario Sports Mix. This is a pretty underrated game, honestly, in my opinion. Like, it was a fun time. Like, you get 4 different sports, and they may be structured the exact same, but they were legitimately fun. Like, basketball, hockey, dodgeball, and volleyball, they were fun. And plus, the tournament mode was super fun, and when you beat all 4 sports in the tournament, you get to fight against a boss you actually get to fight a final boss, which comes from one of the Final Fantasy titles, I believe. Plus, you can even play as Final Fantasy icons, like, as well as the slime from Dragon Quest, which is really cool. Like, I had no idea that Moogle was from Final Fantasy when I unlocked it. So yeah, this was a really, really good Mario Sports title. I'd argue that this was the last good Mario Sports title, not counting Mario Golf World Tour, for a good while. Until Mario Tennis Aces came along, and yeah, some people may get mad at me, but I definitely did like Mario Tennis Aces. It was definitely a pretty good game in my opinion. I haven't played Mario Party Star Rush, and I haven't played Mario Strikers Battle League. Star Rush is okay, from what I've seen, and Battle League is definitely good, but again, it has the same tradition of free content updates, which is still annoying. Like, come on, just keep all the content in the game from the start. Don't mask that the game's unfinished. Anyway, yeah, I also have this game. This is how to scare a Nintendo fan. Look, I'm with you on a lot of what Wii Music is doing, but this was pretty much what got me into music in the first place, honestly. Like, this was genuinely how I got into music and all. Like, yeah, you can make fun of Nintendo for making this game, but all you want, and also make fun of the E3 press conference that was super awkward, especially with the last announcement being this game specifically, and them doing a god-awful rendition of the Super Mario Brothers theme. But honestly, this game was just pretty fun for the time. Like, I didn't really care. It's just like, this game was just fun, honestly. I just really liked it for what it was, even back then. So, yeah, I'm one of those guys that likes Wii Music. Sue me. Right. Another game that I also got was Wii Sports Results. And this was definitely... I had more fun with Wii Sports Results than I did with the original Wii Sports. Like, it was just genuinely fun. Like, you had way more sports, and you had... And also had air sports, which was such a fun game. A little game just exploring Woohoo Island. It was just so fun, honestly. And the use of the Motion Plus was just so cool and innovative, honestly, in a way. Like, it just showed the motion, and plus having way more capabilities of their motion controls, honestly. Like, this was a perfect next showcase for Wii Motion Plus, honestly, in my opinion. And now we're going back to... This game. I hate this game. This game's awful. And would you be surprised it's again made by DDI? Like, I remember playing it and I was like so frustrated with how the golf controls worked. And you heard me here, folks. This is not a good video game. It's awful. Kids Sports Crazy Mini Golf is an awful video game. There's pretty much a big reason why Data Design Interactive went out of business. And they live on and Funbox Media, and I'll just say for the record, Funbox Media isn't better, they're worse. Right. We also have, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Talk about the new Super Mario Bros. Series all you want. This was still a fun game. Like, sure, it may be generic, but, and just, don't really have as many new ideas and whatnot. It just doesn't really change up too much outside of level design and new power-ups and whatnot. But it was fun. It was just fun. It just gave you something to do, and I'd argue that this game was probably a bit better than New Super Mario Bros. U, if that says anything. Like, I like the New Super Mario Bros. Games, but I cannot argue that the games definitely do feel pretty generic, honestly. And now we're going into my favorite video game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy. This was also another Nintendo Select game, and it was $50. Price lies. But this game is my favorite video game of all time. I will gush about this game to your face all the goddamn time. Like, come on, it's a really well-made game. I just really like it. Like, you can shit on all you want, I'll still defend this game for what it is. It's like, you just get to play as Mario in space. That is genius. It's amazing, and the soundtrack is superb. I don't know how to say that word, I don't know. Still, amazing game, amazing soundtrack, super amazing, and great game, I love it. And you might be saying, the motion controls would make it bad. And I'm like, don't use... The motion controls aren't really there that much for most of the game. And besides, the motion is so simple, you don't really even notice it. And besides, the only bad motion control stuff is the forced stuff. Even then, they weren't even that troublesome, except for the ball rolling minigame. I'll admit, the ball rolling game segments, I didn't like them. As well as trying to play the game with Ray, the Wwe Sports Results. Like, still a great game. I love it. I really do love Super Mario Galaxy. It's just one of my favorite video games of all time. Actually, no, it's my favorite video game of all time. Correcting myself. Right. I'm also having New You Fitness First Personal Trainer. This was a game that was given to my mum, and can you be surprised that this game was barely touched, let alone touched at all? Like, you know what this is? This is another exercise game, and these screenshots basically just signify, yeah, it's an exercise game. But again, Mum did not touch this at all. And this was pretty much the cheap alternative to Just Dance. Actually, wait, hold on. Actually, no, this was $49. This was $50. No, this wasn't a cheap alternative. This was just an alternative. Nickelodeon Dance. This was... Now, you may be saying, oh my god, this is a collection of different Nickelodeon characters in a dancing game? And I'm like, no, this is a game that was made for younger Nickelodeon characters. with Nickelodeon shows that were made for kids, and my sister absolutely loved playing it. Like, it had Dora the Explorer, Go Diego Go, the Backyardigans, and yeah, it has it all. Yeah. Yeah, that's the first half of my Wii library. I'll quickly one of the other games. Wait, there's more. Alright. Okay. Hasbro Family Game Night. This is pretty much a game that was made by none other than EA, and I legit thought that this was Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story. Turns out I got catfished. And this was just a simple collection, a simple small party game that just had Connect 4, Battleship, Yahtzee, Boggle, Sorry, and Sorry Sliders. Pretty much just a collection of 6 Hasbro board games. Which, I'm pretty sure games like Connect 4 and Battleship, I'm pretty sure a lot of people... Pretty sure the 6 games that are included, I'm pretty sure everybody knows. It was definitely pretty... It was fun at the time, but nowadays it's just like... Cool, why don't I just play a board game, honestly? Yeah, the game was alright for what it was back then, but nowadays I'm just like, if I wanted to play a board game, I just pull out a board game. Simple as that. We also have, Boogie Superstar. This was a microphone-based game that came with its own microphone. And I just definitely did have, some pretty cool... Have some songs like, Hot and Cold, Girlfriend, He Said, She Said, Toxic, and whatnot. Like, it was pretty much both a dancing game and a singing game. You basically just had to dance to the beat while also singing to it as well. But you can probably just be like, and it'll probably just rank your score as pretty good regardless. Like, it's fine for karaoke stuff, I guess, but again, you don't really need to dance if you want to. Like, the Boogie series was definitely a big deal back then, but nowadays it's not really too much to go back to. Alright. And we also have Fun Park Party, which was part of Ubisoft's Playzone series, I believe. Now, this game was actually had reused assets from another one of their games, but this was also a repackaged version of Seven Flags Amusement Park, which was a minigame collection where you just go around doing errands and play minigames. I mean, it was fine for what it was, honestly, but again, this was just a piece of shovelware that Ubisoft put out. Didn't stop me from enjoying it as a kid, honestly. Okay, and here is our first ever WWE game, WWE All-Stars. It has John Cena. It has the modern THQ logo before they went bankrupt, and this game was made in, 2011. I mean, I have not played this game, at all. I mean, I vaguely remember playing some WWE games with my brother, because we were stupid into WWE back when we were younger, but nowadays there's not really too much of a reason for me to play this, I guess, because it's a THQ title. Oh, that just, is just focusing on wrestling, which I'm not really too interested in doing nowadays. Number one is, Rugby League 3. The NRL Rugby League 3. Where was 1 and 2? So, yeah, this is a NRL game, and this game's $50, and it's a rugby game. $50 for a rugby game. And, it has over 80 licensed teams from NRL, Toyota Cup, State of Origin, Super League, and Internationals. I guess I'm excited, but at least this does have motion control stuff. I think, but you can use a GameCube controller. I mean, come on, it's right here. You see, right here. This implies it uses a GameCube controller. Yep, the rumors are true. The rumors are true. This game uses a GameCube controller. And my opinion, I haven't played it. Which means I don't have an opinion. Alright. This was a very cheap Mario Party game-esque game called Cooking Party. Again, made by Ubisoft. Another part of their Playzone games. And this was just a Mario Party / cooking game. And funny enough, this also has a bit of a weird quirk. Like, it's called Cooking Party, but the disc in the game itself says Cook-Off Party. What? That makes no sense. Like, why have the main title here, and this be the title on the box, but the actual game is something else? That's the definition of catfishing. Other than that, it was just a basic cooking game. Other than that, it was just a basic party game that had cooking minigames, games or something, I don't know. Like, it didn't stop me from enjoying it, but now also going into Monopoly. There's generally not a single person who doesn't know what Monopoly is. And would you guess this game is Monopoly? I mean, it does have some stuff like little mini games that you can tackle and whatnot. It has some bonus effects. Like, the mini games itself were also pretty fun little time wasters. Like, you could just play some little mini games and just with the family. It was pretty good for what it was, honestly. But plus, you'd have this Monopoly just run around the board. It was just super fun, honestly. So I'll give EA this. They made a good Monopoly game on the Wii. Okay, we're also tackling Cars 2. I'd say that this version was a little lesser than the DS version. The DS version, I think, was better because it just followed the same structure as the movie. This version, it's more racing and mission-oriented, and doesn't follow the same timeline as the movie itself. Like, I love Cars 2, the movie itself. Like, I love the movie, but this Wii adaptation is likely just not really as good as the DS version to me, honestly. Like, it doesn't have the same story mode to me, honestly. Like, I think it does, but I just couldn't bother to find it as a kid, honestly, because the main mission structure just was a little boring, honestly. Like, it was just racing, and just getting collectibles while you were racing. I mean, it makes sense, because, come on, the cars, but come on. Do something a bit more unique. Okay, and we also have, Carnival Games Mini Golf, made by 2K. And I'd say that this game is just generally better than Crazy Mini Golf that DDI made. It wasn't that great, but it was serviceable, and it was actually tolerable. Like, I generally liked it better than Crazy Mini Golf, because this is actually a tolerable mini golf game. Plus, it also had some pretty fun courses as well. I just thought it was just fun in general. And we also have Dino Strike. This This game was made by Funbox Media. I mean, at least with this one, it actually did come with its own Wii Zapper, which I believe I have. So wait, hold on. Yeah, it came with the game itself. Came with this. It had a freaking shotgun. Like it's a little flimsy and clunky now, and I think there's a spider in here. Ugh. Ugh, Jesus! Thank goodness it wasn't dying. Yeah, and it also has a bit of corrosion, as you can see here. Look, it has a bit of corrosion. Like, I legit wanted a Wii Zapper when I was younger, and this gave me my dreams. Nowadays, I just use it just to pretend I'm in Doom. It's like, let's go kill some demons with this shotgun. Yeah, so, pretty alright. The game itself was alright. Didn't play it much. Okay, we also have another WWE game, which was WWE 12, which, I believe my brother played it more than I did, which, again, it's another WWE game. So I don't have much opinions on it. And we also have Big Family Games. You know, the game that THQ decided to try to give the Queen, along with a golden Wii and Wii Remote plus Nunchuck, but, you know, people know the story. Anyway, yeah, I remember playing this and kind of enjoying it when I was younger, but just looking from the title, it looked more like, the same thing as Big Beach Sports, but honestly, this game was just pretty, in my opinion, honestly. It's like, just looking from the cover alone, it just definitely looked like Shovelware. Like, actually, generally asking, does this look like Shovelware to you? Of course it does. These models are piss ugly. Alright, and we also have WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2010. I believe this game was made just for the occasion when WWE was having SmackDown vs. Raw going on back in 2010. And this game was made just for this occasion, just to help promote things. And it was definitely a fun little game, and plus you can also play as your own wrestler. You can play as your own wrestler, which, by the way, it was literally just more or less just the story itself just remained the same, but just it's like a custom. You know those memes where you just have a custom character appear in a cutscene? That's pretty much what your story was. Just your character. Just your funny-looking custom character appearing in a cutscene. That's pretty much what I can define the story mode in this game. But still, it was a decent enough game. Even though in the story mode, when you're fighting against the last match, the referee was basically just the supporter of the main person you were fighting against, and basically when he did the 1, 2 thing, he just took like 5 years to get to 3. At least he managed to count to 3, unlike Valve. Funny joke, I know. Right, and we also have Kung Fu Panda. Finally, I get to play as Po, thanks to Activision. This was another licensed kid game, and the motion controls here were definitely a bit hit or miss. I did manage to beat it, though. So, congratulations, I beat Kung Fu Panda on Wii. Hey, I just remember really wanting to play through this because I was stupid into Kung Fu Panda when I was younger. Because, you know, come on, He's a panda, and he knows Kung Fu. Besides, it was definitely a pretty good game, though with the motion controls, it definitely did make the experience a little worse for me, but I managed to beat it. So, bravo! I'm one of the few people who beat Kung Fu Panda even as a wee child. Give me a Nobel Prize. Okay, and this is the last WWE game, I promise. WWE 13. Again, made by THQ. And yeah, these models look a little ugly, but it was another WWE game. Don't really have any thoughts. Okay, and the last handful games. Sega Bass Fishing. Sega made a fishing game, and it was $24. So it's... I didn't play this one much. My brother definitely did though, so... Yes, I believe this game was probably just a game that Sega just made because why not? Why not make a fishing video game? Okay, AFL. For those who do not know, AFL is super big in Australia. It's like legit the only thing that most Aussies know for entertainment nowadays, honestly. Like, you can just go up to the streets and ask, why the hell did the Kangaroos beat Hawthorn, and why didn't Collingwood win? And if you said that, you get your ass kicked because Collingwood is known as the laughing stock of the AFL industry. Personally, I do not see the appeal in AFL because I do not like it. I do not like AFL. No. Yes, sue me. I am one of the few Australians that does not like AFL. Like, my history with AFL is super, super rocky. Like, I remember really wanting to get into it, and I was kind of forced into it with, when I was younger, and I remember being part of a kids team, and I pretty much got my ass kicked whenever I tried to do anything with the ball. So I pretty much was always relegated to a singular position most of the time, and I did not like that. And then when I did, it was just like super rough, and at the end of the day, was it really worth it just to make it to the end for pizza? Like, I don't think so, and plus, when I moved to a new school, I was super worried about homework, so I decided to drop out of doing AFL. And when my parents tried to get me into more sports, I realized sports blow. I do not like sports. And AFL, hell, on Wii. This was... nah. Like, it's fine. It's just like... doesn't really feel that great. And besides, the motion controls are definitely hit and miss. Like, the only reason you would generally play this is if you were a die-hard AFL fan. That's it. Other than that, it just, like, who on earth would play AFL on as a video game if you could just play the sport in real life? Like, I understand that that AFL is huge here, but personally, if you like AFL, just go outside and pick up a football. And the last game that I have is Carnival Games. This is $17. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know what Carnival Games is, but yeah, this was a minigame collection, and it was definitely fun at the time, but nowadays there's not really too much of a reason to go back to it. Like, I'm pretty sure this game was re-released on Switch, but either that or it's just a new entry that Funbox Media just published, because why the hell not? But honestly, not much of a reason to go back to this. And that's every single one of my Wii games. They were fine. Honestly. Like, I have plenty of great Wii games, but some of them were just absolute shovelware, honestly. And some of them were also just generic sports titles that just did not appeal to me. But the games that I did play, they were fun. I just really liked them, and it's why I always look look upon my memories with the Wii as some of my favorites. It's just like it was a really fun era at the time, but nowadays I'm just really glad that Nintendo's definitely more focused on more higher quality titles, honestly. Even if modern gaming isn't in the best state right now, I'd say that it was just. I feel like it's definitely better than having a ton of shovelware being pumped onto the console all at once. But this thing keeps that tradition going with more shovelware. Anyway, so that's really about it. Thank you for watching us strum my guts. Anyway, so yeah.